Hi, it's share trader and journalist Caroline Stephen. This year marks the 21st year of the 6-month Repeat for Free Trading Game Mentor Program. Since those year 2000 fireworks, hundreds of mentorees have come through Trading Game to gain financial literacy, trading education, and develop a lifestyle where they call the shots. Well, since last year, 2019, Chris Tate and Louise Bedford now offer a graduate program for traders called the Trading Boardroom. And our guest today describes it as the university for traders. It picks up from where the mentor program leaves off, so you can become a really super duper trader. Our guest is Mahlah Ludekens, and Mahlah's a firecracker. She's one of those mentorees who sits up the front of the room and asks question after question until she knows exactly what's going on. And she's also a successful recruitment consultant. Today we hear Mahlah's trading journey in the boardroom. From being a graduate back to being a beginner, Louise Bedford looks at L-plate trading in mind power and what it's like for all beginners who are learning new skills. Let's hear Louise now.
Currently, I'm teaching my son how to drive a car, and I can tell you it brings back many memories. Memories of feeling out of control, memories of feeling like, don't criticize me, I know what I'm doing, even though I didn't know what I was doing when I learned how to drive. None of us did. And in fact, we had to begin somewhere. Every single person who is skilled was once a beginner. The thing that I've found amazing is actually if you look through how to get your L plate as that little booklet they give you, I don't know if you remember those books, to be able to study for your L plate exam, you will find road rules in there that you had no idea existed. It's almost like they have been put there and nobody told me, and how can that be? And I'll bet you, if you go through your trading plan and you read it word for word, there will be parts of that plan, areas of wisdom placed there for you by a younger you for your future self. You will find parts of your trading plan that you have forgotten about that really need to be implemented in your actions. Currently, Chris Tate and I have been looking at a lot of people's trading plans from our mentor program. The thing that we've found is that when they trade, sometimes their actual trades don't resemble the plan. Can it be because they forgot about their plan and they didn't review it? Could it be that perhaps there was some other psychological input there that was messing around with their results? Your plan is sacrosanct. It is the thing to follow in trading pressure, and it is your key to earning superior profits out of the share market.
Hello, I'm Darryl Guppy. I'm the inventor of the Guppy Multiple Moving Average, and I listen to Talking Trading. It gives me some edges in the current market.
Louise Bedford and Chris Tate run the Trading Game Mentor Program, which is a 6-month repeat for free course which teaches you every instrument over every time frame and where you develop your own customized trading plan. Well, since 2019, Chris and Louise now run the Boardroom, which is a graduate program for traders. And today we speak to the very effervescent and lovely Mahlah Ludekens, a mentoree of 2018 and a Boardroom graduate of 2019. Mrs. Mahlah, hello and welcome to Talking Trading.
Thank you, Caroline.
As our first Boardroom guest on Talking Trading, let's cut to the chase and say, what is the Trading Game Boardroom?
Oh, okay. I didn't realise I was the first Boardroom guest.
You are.
That's exciting.
You are the initiator.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope I can give some good information then. So the Trading Boardroom is a new course that Chris and Louise started last year, so 2019, and the intention of it is to follow on from the mentor program. It focuses in more detail on topics that are essential to your trading success. And it gives you the opportunity to refine things that maybe you didn't quite fully get throughout the mentor program, or questions that you had in relation to your own personal strategy, I guess. So I would really describe it as the University of Trading, focused on the exact skills that you want to develop and then refine these. So that's where I think the boardroom is different to the mentor program. The mentor program is your initial, overall, understanding of all of the concepts, and the boardroom is the next stage. So very much like a university, it was a really great opportunity to make some great, I believe, will be lifelong friendships and relationships with like-minded people. So because the group is smaller, you really do get to know each person much more intimately, and that's fantastic. So yeah, I've made some really good friends.
Did you have one-on-one meetings with Chris and Louise during the boardroom?
Yes, we had. I had, I think, 3 one-on-one meetings with Chris and Louise. So they were in different locations, depending on where the meeting was. We did the Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne group boardroom meetings, and then we had different meetings one-on-one at different places. So that was a highlight, actually.
Why was the highlight?
So pretty much, getting to have that one-on-one time with, professional, seasoned, experienced traders like Chris and Louise, who are talking very specifically to you about your own plan and answering your own questions and queries that you might have, was just fantastic. Like, that kind of one-on-one mentorship is, I think it's priceless, to be honest, because you can sit down, you can talk about your goals with them, and, they're both right there for you to help you achieve those goals. So, and it's all really specifically related to you and your personal situation, because I think one of the things that is often said is you can't trade someone else's plan. Your plan has to be your plan. So that having that one-on-one, really gives you that individual attention. Yeah, it's really good.
So what have been your trading results from the boardroom, the University of Trading?
Okay. In terms of dollars, I'm still only year 2 into my trading. And until COVID, I probably would have been overall break even or slightly into profit territory. Which, given that I started out with a very loose plan that wasn't anywhere near what I've ended up with after the trading boardroom, I was fairly happy that was what my results were. Towards the end of the trading boardroom, I began good results, and I was really into profit territory. But unfortunately, with COVID-19, it hit, and I got stopped out of everything at a loss. But I've realised along the way that it's a long game, and I've let go of the idea that I'll be an overnight millionaire, which I think is what I started, and many others probably start the course with that, anticipation that it's going to make you rich quickly. Now I've got the complete confidence in my system, and also, the knowledge and the ability that I've built up over the last 2 years of the trading mentor program and then the boardroom. But yeah, it's the long game, and I now know that it's probably like riding a bike. I've done it once. When my macro comes on, I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can achieve over the next 10, 20 years, because it's, one thing that Chris is always saying, it's your wealth is created over that long term. So that's my goal. Yeah. So I'm not concerned about not necessarily being an overnight millionaire, although that would have been nice.
But you're an overnight millionaire in your mind now. How is your
Definitely.
How is your life different now you've undergone financial education with Chris and Louise at the Trading Game?
Well, that's a really interesting question. And I think that what I found, and it was really towards the end of doing the boardroom, is that I feel like I've learned a new language. So I started out with no knowledge about financial markets or share markets, and, even not understanding the difference between, equities and commodities and FX and how, and exchanges and how everything relates to each other, let alone, calculating where your stop should be based on an ATR or whatever. But, having had spent the 2 years doing the education, I have all of this knowledge and I have this new language. So when people are talking about different aspects of their system, I get it and I understand it. So that's just a really amazing feeling, actually, because once you've got that basic language, your learning gets so much quicker and so much deeper, because you understand what people are talking about and you don't have to go back to the beginning of, hang on, what do you actually mean by this? So that's really a good thing. And I think it also means that I've been able to weed out all of the noise around the share market and, all the hype and media and sales pitches and also, what's available and whether you should be doing this system or that system, or hang on, this person's advertising this to, that makes you all of this money or whatever it is. I've been able to get rid of all of that noise and focus on, my informed decisions for myself, for my own personal situations. So, yeah.
Comes back to your plan and only your plan. How did you find Chris and Louise as trading mentors during the course? And what did you take personally from each one?
Well, they're both fantastic. So Chris Tate has a lot of gems that he says, and a lot of the time they're quite repetitive. But what I really realised is, initially he would say things, and I would think to myself, but I've heard that, you've said that before. But what I realised actually, towards the end of the second year when I did the Trading Boardroom, is that there were times that some of these things that he said really didn't sink in until a certain moment, and I think until a certain point that I was ready to hear a message, and then when it did, it just clicked, and it was like, I get it, I get what he's saying. And even all the other times he might have said the same thing, it didn't mean anything to me at that point. So I think from a factual point of view, I took away that definitely the mechanical trading system and how to make your system unemotional from Chris, with a certain fixed set of conditions. But basically, just hearing his message and being immersed in the program and in everything for so long meant that those gems that he would say over and over again sunk in at the right times, and then they were there for good. So yeah, that's definitely from Chris.
And what about Louise?
Yeah, Louise is great.
Because she was in recruitment too before trading, so you guys would have hit it off.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody hits it off with Louise. It's hard not to, So we had a lot of those similar things, similar backgrounds there. I just love her, her commitment to your success personally, and just the satisfaction she gets from seeing you, get a certain concept, and you know what I mean. She's just she's got a real unwavering determination. So, and I think that the way that she explains things is really good and really basic, and bringing it back to her own experiences as well. And Louise was also very good at like introducing me to people that she thought that I might also click with. So I got to meet a lot of other people from the course that, you know, she'll say, okay, well, you might have had a problem with this area, or you're struggling with this. You know, this person's also had that experience. Have a chat to them. And this is what we, you know, so you've got that kind of collective experience as well that she was good at connecting up. So
someone's done the mentor program and they're not sure whether to go ahead and go to Trading University at the Boardroom. What would you say to them?
Oh, look, I think that you only get half the story, to be honest. If you've done the trading mentor program, you come out with your baseline knowledge, but I think that the value in doing the Trading Boardroom is just, it's those years of experience that you're going to probably, and mistakes that you're going to make, and that's going to probably cost you a lot more money than just committing to doing another year of education with the Trading Boardroom. Because I think, you only get, for me, I certainly only got half of what I really needed doing the mentor program, because there's so much, you know, there's so much content and there's so much information to take away to get you to the point that you can trade mechanically and also trade your own plan that works for you and your life, because it's so tempting to chase what everybody else is doing and go off on lots of tangents.
So Mahlah, where are you at in your life? You're starting your own podcast. Tell us about it.
Yes.
What's it about? What's going to happen?
It's not about trading. So I'm a recruitment person or recruitment consultant in engineering. So I specialise in particular in building services engineering, which covers mechanical, electrical, fire, hydraulics, acoustics, BMS, everything. If you think about everything that makes a building alive, all of the water, air conditioning, heating, and electrical services. So I'm very lucky. I've done it for a long time, and I've got some really great relationships from people, you know, job seekers and my clients that I've worked with over the years. And I find that a lot of those people have got some really good knowledge and things to share. So I decided to set up a podcast so they can share some of their experiences with maybe some that might be beneficial to engineers who are working in the industry now, or more junior engineers that are going to be coming up through the ranks and looking at choosing different types of career paths. So, yeah.
Be fantastic. They'll love
Hopefully. Oh, well, I'm a bit of a rookie, but, you know, we'll see how it goes.
You're a natural.
Practice makes perfect.
Come back on to Talking Trading and talk about your trading results as you progress. That was fantastic. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me.
And that's all for today's show. We hope you enjoyed Mahlah's trading journey. Stay tuned next week to hear Bushy Martin from Know How Property Finance as we talk about all things investing. I'm Caroline Stephen. Have a good week in the markets. Take care. As always, if you like this show, please be sure to tell a friend. This is super important because word of mouth is the most powerful way that people can get in touch with us. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcast and make sure you give us a big fat 5-star review because it helps people find us. You'll also notice that Talking Trading doesn't use sponsors and barely advertisers. This is because Chris Tate and Louise Bedford fund this show from tradinggame.com.au. If you'd like to get Louise's 5-part free e-course, register at tradinggame.com.au. So until next week, happy trading. The views represented on Talking Trading are general in nature and do not take into account your objectives, financial situation or needs. Before acting on any of the information, consider its appropriateness in regards to your own situation.